Hello everybody and welcome back to Formula Fun Sim Racing. It's myself, Zabby here, and we are back for round 6 for another amazing Grand Prix here at the Miami Grand Prix. To get started, Zen is on pole with Scrubbins on that front row. And now let's have a look at the championship. Meanwhile, Zen leads it up after winning 5 out of 5 rounds, finishing in P1 out of all of them. Currently on 127 points, with Flyscott in P2 with 87 points. But just let me add that Flyscott will not be attending this race after power unit problems with his car. The team and Flyscott have decided to retire their car out of the Grand Prix. So this is another free chance for Zen to move his championship lead even more further than he has done before. Then we're going to see Scrubbins in P4 in the championship, just AI ahead of them, but on equal points, both 54. And then it's High B with 40, Fitty with 38, and Spliff with 12 points. Now let's get started and let the action begin for the Miami Grand Prix. Round 6 of the championship. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights out, and we go. Racing in the Miami Grand Prix. It's going to be Zen, Scrubbins in P2 with High B in P3, and drivers behind as well. Meanwhile, High B is going to lose out to Scrubbins, and 10 to turn 1 they go. And it's going to be very wide going from one of the cars there. That was close as Hype's going to take that position. Scrubbins back again, and yet again the start problems, the issues at the start of a race begin, and they haven't quite stopped for Scrubbins today. They happened in Bahrain, they happened in Saudi as well. Another issue for Scrubbins follows it up as they're into P5 now. They've fallen as they're going to try and recover back. Meanwhile, cars ahead. It's Zen in P1 with High B in P2 so far, and then comes Footy in P3 with Spliff in P4, and Scrubbins is in P5 trying to recover back up the road. All the drivers, everybody there, they're going to be cars, and it's going to be side by side collision with the wall, one of those cars going there. Meanwhile, we're going to see this corner going around cars now. Oh, there's going to be a spin. That was going to be for High B, I believe, and a very wide going car behind as well. And it's going to be a oh, whoa, who's that? That's Spliff from the back goes to P1.
What's going on here?
With Zen and Footy both going wide, hitting the bollard at that chicane there, and Spliff have taken the race lead and Grand Prix lead now. Meanwhile, it's the safety car out. Maybe could be because of the incident at the back. We saw cars, 2 cars going side by side and hitting the wall. Not quite sure what exactly happened there, but there was a problem, and definitely that shook. We saw then with High B's having a spin, maybe there was some debris from his car to be causing that safety car, and because of that, cars seem to try and slow, and because of that, Spliff ended up taking that lead. Of course, not taking anything back, but we saw Zen and Fitty slowing down helped Spliff take that race lead. Oh, it's going to be again. Is it green again? Not quite sure, because Spliff going to the back. Has he retired? Yes, he has.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god, wait.
He's got a 10-second penalty.
Oh, I got disqualified. Oh.
As we were just wondering what happened to Spliff. Spliff has been disqualified for overtaking multiple cars under safety car conditions, and that has been the reason that he's out of this race and not participating anymore. That's going to be a big blow to his championship points.
I missed that.
God.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Well.
Hey, don't worry. I overtook the safety car once. In fact, I ran into the back of it.
Spliff has retired. Scrubbins is at the back, but let me tell you what, after not so good of a start, Scrubbins is going to be able to recover because of this safety car very nicely indeed, because that's surely going to help him get back to the pack of cars. Spliff retiring out, or taking the race lead with Footy and Zen hitting that bollard, but then again, Spliff ended up retiring, and now as it stands, it is Zen Zoku with Fitty in P2, and then actually it's a few AI drivers with only High B and Scrubbins at the back. Then Scrubbins 22 seconds behind the rest of the pack, behind High B eventually, who's in last place of the running cars before. Scrubbins is running in last place, but with this pack it is High B in these running cars. High B had that spin. Remember, everything started from there. We saw cars at the back hitting on the wall, colliding with each other. Maybe some debris could have fallen from there, or it could have been from High B's spin eventually, but we'll see. We don't have any footage from High-B's cars there. Meanwhile, it's going to be a car into the pit, and that looks like to be race leader, and yes, that is going to be Zen. He's currently on those medium tires, not quite sure what tire he's going to take now, because sure, he can't get to the end of the Grand Prix on the soft, but does he go for soft or medium? We would like to have some look on those tires, and what tire is he getting? I presume that those are going to be hard tires, the hard compound tire to take him to the end of the race as we get that shot, and it's a soft tire. That is a set of soft compound tires. That is interesting. Either he thinks that he can make it to the end of the Grand Prix on those soft, or he would be pitting and making another pit stop. Not quite sure what. He has got the plan thinking, but I'm sure safety car is going to be in the pits either this lap or the lap after. So we'll see whether to what exactly happens when the safety car is in. And Fitty now currently leads the Grand Prix. He's got a few AI drivers right behind him, and Pack at the back is bunched up now. Oh, there's a huge puff of smoke from the lockup, one of the cars ahead. But then it is Zen in P8 with Scrubbins in P7. High-B meanwhile making moves. Oh, there's some smoke, and that was not from a lockup. That is from definitely a AI driver, I believe, getting that engine smoking and retiring out of the race because of a mechanical failure. We said Fly Scott did not start this race because of power issues, and it is another car out of the Grand Prix, with Fitty leading. We're only on lap 3, which I assume the safety car should be coming in this lap. I hope we get a graphic of the safety car coming in, otherwise we might see it stay another lap, and the cars are not slowing down, so it might just be staying out another lap, the safety car. So we'll see. It says green on the safety car board with the red yellow flags on, so maybe the safety car would actually be heading into the pits now, with Footy having to do that restart, and as it stands, it might just be going into the pits now. We'll see whether the safety car goes in or it stays out, and we're going to see this great shoot shot, and that is going to be indeed the safety car is going to be into the pits now. Footy's going to have to get that restart right. He surely has so far, as he's went for it just right now, and he seems to be having a gap enough not to be overtaking. Meanwhile, drivers in the back, we're going to see whether there is any overtake or not, and Footy's going to go a little bit wide. Oh, he's going to run wide. Footy's going to go wide, but still hang on to the lead of the race. Meanwhile, drivers behind it just very close as well, but AI drivers not able to attack. Meanwhile, other drivers are championship protagonists and championship participating drivers are at the back and not quite close enough to attack Fitty yet. On lap 4 out of 14, the safety car has just went into the pits now, and as it stands, oh, that was very close, maybe quite close to the wall there, and we'll now see whether Fitty's able to hang on to this lead and for how long. Meanwhile, cars at the back, I see retirements, and Spliff is one of them, but Zen now in P7 at the point. He has pitted, remember, the only driver who made a pit stop under the safety car, and there is the car going down the inside line of High-B, and there's going to be a position lost for High-B between an AI driver, and this is now going to be interesting. It's High-B, it's Zenzoku, and it is Scrubbins who's going to be at the top. Everybody, remember, needs to make a pit stop, if I'm not mistaken, apart from Zen, who has made the pit stop under the safety car conditions. We did not see anybody pitting under the safety car, so Zen has got himself that box of pitting ticked off of his time, and there's going to be a car going down the inside line of Fitty, and they're going to, before they even get to the braking zone of the final corner, they're going to try and go on the inside line, but they run wide, and they're going to make contact. Fitty's going to hit his front wing to the back of that car, but we'll see whether if they're able to hang on there. No, they are not. Fitty's going to lose that lead just at the end of lap 4, and he's almost going to be under pressure from the car right behind as well. Meanwhile, we have a new race leader. That is one of the AI cars. He's between the AI cars now, Fitty, with other drivers, the other 3 right behind, with Zen has moved up into P5 now, trying to get back to the top, trying to overtake and get everybody out of the way for him and overtake these cars up ahead, but we'll see whether if he's able to do it or not, or how quick he's going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, Fitty is on his way to try and overtake and take that race lead back and get back to the top. Will he be able to do that or not? We're about to see if he's got the chance to do so. I'm sure he might just be on the way to do it round the outside. Could there be a move coming up into the next corner, into the heavy braking zone, and there's going to be a chance down round the outside. It's going to be one for Fitty, and it is going to be another one from Zen. They're going side by side, and there's going to be contact. Zen's pushed wide, and that was interesting. They made his contact. Not quite sure whether Zen has got damage or not. They're still going side by side, and almost that was the other car's wheel of Zen's car stuck in the other car, and that definitely might have gotten some damage to their car, to the rear, to the side pods or the floor, but we don't know yet. Of course, we don't have exact data from these cars, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Zen having to defend once more from Scrubbins. This time Scrubbins gonna go down the inside line of Zen, and Scrubbins gonna take that position now. Oh, Scrubbins into the wall. Scrubbins at the back hit the wall, and just after overtaking Zen, Scrubbins has pointed his car into the wall. That is interesting, as we were just seeing that going late on the brakes, Scrubbins managed to overtake Zen, but that didn't quite happen, as they've hit the wall and they are in the wall now.
Damn it. This game.
Interesting, this race. I mean, up to this point, a safety car has happened, and if I remember it correctly, it is actually the very first one of the season. So it took 6 rounds to get our first safety car on the grid, and Fitty still leads the Grand Prix from the 2 AI drivers ahead of Zen. Zen currently in P4. Scrubbins with that risky overtake, trying to do that, didn't quite happen the way he wanted it, and he's fallen back to P7 again. Last of the running cars, he'll need to make that work once more in the remaining laps. Meanwhile, Zen, remember, doesn't need a pit. Again, Fitty should be pitting any time soon now, trying to run these soft tires as long as they can, but we'll see whether how good is that going to be. Of course, Miami, another street circuit, so walls are not far away. I mean, going to the final corner, the walls aren't quite close, but still, Scrubbins ended up being in the wall, so definitely that shows the skill of drivers that they need to have all laps, from lap 1 to the end of the race. Every single lap, every single time, they need to be performing at their best to take that. Meanwhile, Zen now going to go down the inside line. A late lunge from Zen, as they're going to send it on the inside line. They're going to be side by side. They've managed to keep the car out on track and make that overtake done. And into P3 moves does Zenzoku, and another move done for him as he moves up into second place. Maybe cars heading into the pits allowed Zen to gain that position. Definitely a free pit stop, remember, under the safety car conditions, has helped Zenzoku so far. So we'll see how good of a chance and how good of a pit stop that was for them. Meanwhile, Zen, and we're looking at the car of Fitty at this point in time, as they're just making their way now. At this point, 4.3 seconds between the top 2, the gap is, and Scrubbins at the back in P7, 30 odd seconds behind the rest of the pack, in fact, the car ahead. But now that's going to be about 6 seconds, I believe. That has dropped, so not quite sure whether I was reading it wrong or it has actually dropped. Meanwhile, we are into lap 7 now out of 14 here at the Miami Grand Prix. I remember Esteban Ocon's crash into that part of the circuit. Ooh, a little slide on the exit there, almost hitting the wall. That was close. That was very close. They almost hit the wall. The car on your screen, and Zen is now right behind Fitty, and Fitty is going to be in big pressure, having to get the pit stop out of the way, having to fight Zen. Is it going to be happening though? One driver, remember everybody, pitted under the safety car conditions. The other did not. And we must be seeing them coming to the pits just right now, but they're going to get in. Yes, they're going to get in, as they're almost driving on that middle of that white line. From that angle, it looked like, as they're just going to head into this narrow pit lane entry. And Zen now is going to take back the lead of this race, and I'm sure he must just have enough confidence in his car, in himself, to get himself to the end on those soft tires. And now there might just be a penalty.
What's going on?
You're in the pit.
I'm stuck in the pit. You know, I'm about to jump out this car.
As he's going to have to wait almost 10 seconds, I believe, before the team could work on the car. And now they have got medium tires on, soft off, mediums on, and now Fitty would be off to their race. They've got a 3.1 second gap to the cars ahead, so definitely a podium chances. We'll see whether they're able to do it or not. We'll see whether Fitty now is back outside the top 3 now. We'll see if they're able to recover, though. They ran in their late race lead most of the time after the safety car. They lost out that lead for a little bit, but got it back. But again now, as the pit stops are off, they're back into P5. We'll see whether the cars ahead of them end up going into the pits anytime soon, or they might have pitted during the safety car, which we don't know about, as Scrubbins is going to lose out that position. I wonder if that is because of the pit stops, or is that happened out on track. Meanwhile, we are about to see this battle is going to heat up now. It's going to be Footy now going side by side with the car there. There is still side by side. Is around the outside now. Footy might have made that move stick. No, not yet, as they're still going side by side, and there must have been contact, I believe. And yes, there was, as Footy's having slides, and they're going to slide off onto the track. Very close there to the other car as well, but no contact made, as they're going to wait for cars to clear off the track and get back on. And they're going side by side, and they weren't going to touch as they were racing. We definitely suspected that as they were going on and making contact again and again, and definitely then just losing out control of the car did Fitty there and made them go into the wall. Didn't go to the wall, but just very close to that wall, staying away from the walls. But in the end, eventually losing out that position, and now falling to the back of the grid. P7, Scrubbins. I mean, remember, Flyscott has not got to be attending this race, so they are not in this race. They're not scoring any points. This was a golden opportunity for Scrubbins to move forward in the championship, but no, they haven't quite taken it so far quite nicely. But High B still runs on in this race. Still unsure whether they have ticked their pit stop off or not yet. 18 seconds the gap is to Zen, and that means that Zen is now losing time. High B is getting to Zen, but I'm sure, of course, with the amount of laps remaining, Zen would be able to finish this race in that race lead. Remember, 5-time Grand Prix of the Sea, you will see winner of the season. We said, is there going to be a different winner next time? Not quite this time, though, but we'll see if there is going to be any. Of course, now as we're going to see drivers moving up into lap 10 out of 14, only 5 laps remaining, including this one, and we are about to see whether anything happens. Meanwhile, no action out on track between two cars at this point, but we'll see, as the gap between Fitty and Scrubbins is 1.4 seconds, so that gap is going to come down. As soon as it's going to come down, is going to be a big opportunity for Fitty to make a move. We'll see whether Scrubbins is able to get back to the top, or is it going to be Fitty overtaking Scrubbins and moving forward once more. But we'll see. I mean, no podium to and one more step remaining on the podium. It is not one of these drivers. A golden opportunity for Scrubbins, and another opportunity for Footy with one of the drivers, lights off, Flyscott off the grid, not there, with Spliff having to retire already. But we'll see whether anybody in this race is able to recover or not yet for the podium space as it stands. There is a cars going up ahead. We're going to see, meanwhile, that is going to be Scrubbins to try and make a move on the car ahead to get themselves back into the top 5. There's going to be a chance going down the inside of the AI to defend and drown the outside. It's going to be Scrubbins making that move. Remember, it was the same corner. They made the mistake overtaking for Zen, and they almost came close to the wall once again. But then it's going to be a move this time for Scrubbins into P5, and a top 5 place is into their name so far, at least so far in this race. They've got an opportunity again, but oh, they're going to go wide, and that was Footy, remember, and that is Footy. That's not Scrubbins, but that's Footy at the back, as they're going to lock up, going into turn 1 and go wide and end up losing even more time to the cars ahead, and a possibility of a top 6 finish might not be there for them now at this point. We'll see whether if they're able to do it or not. And now this could be interesting, as Footy now on the back of the AI car there, and this amazing 360 view we are seeing of this car. Isn't quite 360, but we'll see. We're about to see this, a new camera angle we saw just about that time, and now we're going to see a new move coming up from Footy there around the outside. The same driver that Scrubbins overtook earlier. It is going to be Footy this time around, making that move and moving themselves into P6. They're going to go wide, almost making contact with the wall once again. That wall on the outside has been quite tricky for some drivers, and Footy once more. That problem could have been there for them though. But we're going to see as the AI driver is now going to come back at them into turn 1. But no, that isn't going to be enough for the AI to overtake. But Footy still staying there and staying ahead in the position that they've taken. Few corners back as we move into lap 12 out of 14. And we'll see for how long these drivers are able to battle, and Footy's going to have a problem, and Footy's going to make a mistake, and that's going to allow the car behind to overtake. and that is another time. Fitty makes another mistake. Miami circuit not really being one of the best for not one, but more than one driver in this race so far we've seen. Even we saw Zen for a moment make mistakes, so definitely, I mean, who could you blame with one of the best there is making it. But we'll see, and of course, it's not one of the easy seconds, and round the outside this time, it's going to be a move coming up for Fitty there. That was close. We went into a longer pause there because I thought that maybe he was going to lose that rear once more and hit that wall around the outside, but they've made that move quite successful. But are they going to keep it though? Well, have they made the move stick? They have done so far for time being, but will they be able to keep it though? Because they know that just coming up now, it's not too far away. The DRS is going to be there for the car behind, and an opportunity to overtake and an opportunity to take that position back. And we are about to see whether it's easy or whether or not. And sure, for this time, it was quite easy for them to keep that move there. And that last corner in here in Miami, I mean, it's very tricky. From the angle we see cars making that turn, it looks like they're about to hit the wall. But even if they are not, it just looks like they're about to. So we'll see. I'm in lap 13 out of 14 now. We move into, and we'll see how it's going to be and how good is there going to be a chance, because as it looks, as it stands, Zen seems to be adding up that victory to his name once more in another incident. And Fitty's not having the race at all. He's really had a few more than one or two spins around that same corner a few times, as he's just losing that rear and having that slide, which is making him lose the car, which is making him lose the control of the car. He's just came back and controlled it, but he's really not having it easy, and that explains that maybe his rear tires are not warmed up, or they are heating up, because heating the tires is not the best idea, and that does not give you a lot of grip at all. So definitely that could be the case as well. So we'll see how is it going to be and how it is going to be a thing to the end of the Grand Prix to Fitty. I mean, he's kept it out of the wall, so definitely kudos to him, and hasn't quite been able to do the job so far, but they've at least not ended their race. I mean, they've at least done a very good job to be there. And meanwhile, we're just having a look at that. We're going to see Scrubbins make a move. We don't see them on track, but we do see on that side that they have made a move and make themselves going to P3. That could be a nice return to the podium for Scrubbins, but we'll see whether it's going to be possible or not. Meanwhile, we are on that final lap of this Miami Grand Prix, and once again it is our 5-time Grand Prix winner of the season. It is Zen Zoku once more. Also, not to forget that Fitty won this race last year, so to really struggle around here this time, I mean, this year maybe not finding this to be their race. And remember, Zen, having pitted one of the earliest in this race during the safety car, has managed to finish this race on those soft compound tire, the same soft tire that they had fitted and gotten to themselves. And we are about to witness Zen Zoku, who have won 5 races in a row, and they're on their way to make the corner for final time here at Miami and come home to win the Miami Grand Prix and make it 6 victories in a row for Zen Zoku.
Yes, take that.
And another top step to their name, and they'll add a victory. Meanwhile, at the back, we're going to see Fitty and Fitty fighting with the AI. Meanwhile, it's Hype and P2, so it looks like they might be on the way to finish along with Scrubbins. But this fight between Fitty and another car is going to be there down the inside. Is it going to be Fitty, or is it going to be the AI car around the outside who's going to be late on the brakes? And before they could even get to the braking zone, it is Fitty who makes the move, and again shows that they have got a performance around here. And now around the final corner and make it the end of their race and finish up in P5. And then this is the results for the Miami Grand Prix. Zen winning with Hype in P2, AI in P3, with Scrubbins in P4 after early start mistake again. Hope you all watching enjoyed this action for the Miami Grand Prix. See you next time for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix in Imola for round 7.